Hello everyone, and welcome to my bold and beautiful official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Sheila enters Lee's lair. Are Luna's grandmothers at odds over a startling discovery? Spoilers for the bold and the beautiful suggest that Sheila Sharp would storm into Lee Finnegan's hiding place. Are the grandmothers of Luna Nozawa going to argue over a startling discovery? After what appeared to be Luna's death at the hospital, Sheila is already obsessed with learning what happened to her. Since Sheila didn't get an opportunity to say goodbye, she's looking for closure in the form of visiting Luna's burial or seeing her urn. Fans of B&B are aware that Luna was neither cremated nor buried. Sheila will eventually find out that Lee staged Luna's death and is currently caring for her in a secret location. According to the most recent spoilers, that might actually occur in the episode. What if Sheila takes the initiative and follows Lee? It turns out that both Sheila and Lee will be surprised by their impending encounter. At the conclusion of this spying operation, Sheila would anticipate finding Luna's ashes or burial place. Rather, Sheila might discover Luna unconscious in the medical hideout that Lee has prepared. Lee and Sheila are going to be shocked, and that would definitely explain why. They might be preparing for a spectacular confrontation if Sheila ambushes Lee and discovers for herself that Luna is still alive. Lee would say that Sheila would simply leave the door and act as though she didn't witness anything if she ever cared about Luna. Lee doesn't need Sheila to muck things up, because it's obvious that she wants to keep Luna's survival a secret. Sheila would contend that since Lee can't be with Luna all the time, she will require assistance. As a former nurse, Sheila might insist on assisting Lee with Luna's private care. Lee might protest during a furious argument with Sheila before finally giving in. If Sheila has all the cards following this Luna revelation, Lee won't really have much say in the matter. As long as she can contribute to Luna's recovery, Sheila might swear she won't tell anyone. There's even a potential that Luna will be startled by her grandmothers fighting over her when she finally wakes up from the chaos of this argument. In any case, according to spoilers for the bold and the beautiful, if Sheila finds out about this shocking Luna news, Lee might need to revise her plans. At the hospital, Lee, Sheila, and Grace feel uneasy. Sheila expressed her displeasure to Deacon at Il Giardino at Lee's refusal to allow her to properly say farewell to Luna. Sheila could say goodbye anywhere, but Deacon assured her that it was a wonderful thing to have Luna out of their lives. Luna was not returning, so he told Sheila to forget about it. Sheila knew Deacon's feelings regarding Luna, but he reassured her that he didn't want to hurt her further. In the hopes that Finn would assist her in paying her respects to Luna, Sheila informed Deacon that she would go look for him. Sheila felt that since he had lost his daughter, she needed to at least honor him. Someone had to be the voice of reason, Deacon snapped. No matter what he or Sheila thought of Luna, he added, no one would ever see her again, so she should simply let her go. She stood at Luna's bedside at Lee's and urged her to persevere. Lee realized she needed extra medication after looking at her supplies. She informed an unconscious Luna that she needed to fetch more medication in order to save her, but she didn't want to go. Grace persisted in pleading with Finn to maintain her secret while she was in the hospital. If the loan sharks returned, Finn pondered Grace's next course of action. She assured him that she would never do this again and reminded him that she had been a good doctor thus far. Finn described how Liam's diagnosis and phony operation were handled by Grace, and how she made $1 million doing it. Grace remembered how Liam and Hope thought their baby was dead when Reese took Beth. She claimed that at the time, she didn't think her actions were as heinous as those of Reese, who she believed to be the most vile guy in the world. Finn contended that she failed to recognize the difference and allowed Liam to think he was dying. He informed her that he couldn't remain silent about it. Finn informed Grace that although Liam believes he has survived cancer, he will live his entire life worrying about whether the disease might return. He claimed he wasn't going to put Liam through it again because he believed he had already been through enough. Grace pleaded with Finn to allow her more time to correct the situation. I'll lose my job if you report me. I'm going to jail. And that money wasn't for me, and I'm not a thief, Grace pleaded. She maintained that she had to get her family out of that situation rather than placing them in it. Finn refused when she threatened him she would stop at nothing to get his silence. Grace sobbed that she was embarrassed and pleaded with him to pardon her. Will you tell Liam? She inquired. No, replied Finn, you are. Lee wasn't in her office when Sheila went there. Lee had taken a leave of absence and April, the lab technician, went by to explain. Sheila clarified that she was Finn's biological mother and questioned whether Finn was aware of Lee's abrupt leave of absence. She also mentioned that Lee wasn't picking up her phone, and asked if she knew the location of Luna's remains. April listened to Sheila's story with empathy after she confided in her about Luna. Since Sheila was Finn's mother, April offered to investigate when Sheila inquired again regarding the location of Luna's remains. April remarked, "That's strange," as she logged onto the computer. Although there was no record, she suggested that Sheila speak with Dr. Finnegan about it. Sheila was about to leave when she ran into Lee entering her office, which knocked her purse to the floor and caused some medication bottles to roll out. As Sheila reminded her that she wanted to bid Luna farewell and inquired about her whereabouts, Lee hastily pulled them back up. Liam made fun of Hope for swooning over him at the Spencer mansion, saying it was much less strange than when his father did it. Hope was informed by Liam that Bill appeared to have changed. Liam was assured by Hope that he was a decent man and a good father. Hope was taken aback when Liam acknowledged that Bill had paid $1 million to save him. Hope was questioning Liam about Bill covering the surgery costs when Finn and Grace unexpectedly entered the house. In addition to sharing how difficult it was to consider informing their girls that their father would be leaving them, Liam and Hope raved about how Grace saved Liam's life. Grace replied she understood as she had daughters too. When Grace claimed that she didn't deserve his appreciation, Liam took it as a sign of humility. Liam was instructed by Finn to allow Grace to clarify the true situation. Finn said, "Liam, go ahead, Grace. You need to hear this. Be honest with Liam about his brain cancer." Liam's lid is flipped by Grace's stunning admission. Baker ought to hire Finn. Spoilers for the bold and the beautiful reveal that Grace Buckingham eventually revealed the truth. After John Finn Finnegan, a doctor and aspiring detective, solved the most recent mystery, she sobbed without crying. Throughout the soap opera years, there has been a high degree of criminal activity in this version of Los Angeles, California. In most cases, the case would be sent to Deputy Chief Bradley Baker. Not this time, though. Liam Spencer's cancer was too obvious for Finn to believe. He therefore came up with a theory, approached the primary suspect, and coerced her into confessing in a period of time that could be summed up in a few episodes. Martin's character was last seen by viewers at the Cliff House. Will Spencer was given permission by Deputy Chief Baker to wear a wire in order to trap Luna Nozawa, and she did. However, everything went wrong when Luna tore Will's shirt off, exposing the electronic recorder on his chest. She probably bought a ghost pistol, but it wasn't utilized and Will was free to go. It was very daylight to watch Steffi Forrester Finnegan, Electra Forrester Finn, the deputy chief, and others exhaust Will's efforts. However, that bizarre scene advanced the plot toward Luna's alleged death narrative, where viewers subsequently discover that her kind aunt had once more fabricated death certificates. She's keeping Luna alive without anyone noticing, just like Lee Finnegan used to do with Finn. After Finn was thought to be dead, Sheila Carter Sharp learned about Lee's wrongdoing. Replaying Sheila as the detective, however, might be boring. Rather, Finn is more likely than Luna to discover this reality because of his perseverance and his past experience of being in the same state. But Lee is also experienced. Her keeping Luna cloaked indefinitely with no one finding out would be a better plot point. A threaded needle climax also requires Luna to take responsibility for staging her death, and without blaming Lee. So it's a difficult situation to carry off. Grace was therefore afraid of reprisals from the debt collectors pursuing her husband, Reese Buckingham. Unlike Finn, she didn't ask a co-worker for assistance. Grace didn't call the police either. Deputy Chief Baker would have been prepared to get in touch with the law enforcement in the areas where her daughters are located. However, the aforementioned measures would not have stopped the story of Liam's terminal malignancy from occurring. Thus Grace took the course of action that she did. Justice would suggest that Creech's character might be imprisoned and lose her medical license. However, those results are far from guaranteed, and this is during the day. Nick's chemistry with Taylor is amazing. Their past is complex and includes Brooke and Ridge. They end up waiting for a chance at love on the sidelines as a result of them. However, what if they give each other another chance? Following their excursions to Italy, Nick and Taylor will both be devastated. We want them to support each other. Perhaps they'll stay up late at Nick's house and remember the good old days. Since Taylor will be evicted from the Forrester estate, she will have to locate a new residence. We hope that their connection will be revived in this show. Of course, there's also the chance that Nick will continue to pursue Brooke. They kiss to seal the deal, and Nick doesn't care if Rich saved her life. There was a reason he traveled to Los Angeles. Nick desires to remove Brooke from the King Waffler's presence. Nick seems to give up easily in our opinion. He may knock Ridge out once he learns what occurred. If Ridge continues to play with Brooke's emotions, he will pursue him. He is unable to choose between Brooke and Taylor. As fast as the wind, his heart shifts.